GamerLegion squad won't be the favorites coming into train, but I would absolutely feel like GamerLegion, it's a story that I had earlier where from Legacy where it's like you lose your opening game, but you want to bounce back. You want to get some confidence under your belt. And I think RED Canids being presented to GamerLegion, it could be a test, sure, in a couple of these rounds, but GamerLegion should see this as an opportunity to start to get going at the Major. And speaking of offers, you know, Hypex coming in, Major debut coming in as well earlier today. Surely a little bit of nerves and excitement there, but now we're getting into it. Second game of the day, wrapping things up here on day one in Budapest. It's going to be GamerLegion and RED Canids on train.
I'm interested that RED Canids let it get to train in the best of one veto. They've only won one of their last 5 matches on it, 20% win rate, but this is one of those things coming into the Major where you kind of go with the opinion of they probably practiced this map. They probably said, we want to add it into our rotation for the Major. Pretty big event. This would be a cool point to bust out a map that people don't think we're good on. If they win it, you send a signal to the rest of the teams. If you lose it, you're like, nah,
we aren't good on it, and they were right.
Yep. The haters were correct.
Yeah. You had something going there, haters. Well, you got Rez here on the bomb train. Just having a little bit of a look down towards Icon. They know they've conceded Ivy, and so PR has been brought over to try and deal with that threat as well.
Yeah, but Rez is so hunkered down. Oh, good shots. The bomb as well, immediately.
Dude, finding the bomb as the first kill so cleanly with no one else around. JG's is going down as well. Rez able to make quick work of him at least. It's a 4v3. Advantage siding here with GamerLegion, but it's short-lived thanks to Cowboys coming back in. Venom Zera, follow-up kill from him. Now we've got Towson and Hypex all of a sudden behind for GamerLegion, and Towson with a play out from Pop.
This is all Cowboys, man. Those are impactful kills. Long range, good shot. Venom Zera straight to the dome as he wraps around the red train, and Hypex all of a sudden 1 versus 3. You need 1 kill before this bomb gets planted, and now you have such an impossible task.
We've got Hypex now out into the open, and can't really do too much about it. So drop to finish him off, and that'll be RED Canids winning the pistol round. A little bit back and forth throughout that one, but eventually RED Canids come out on top.
It's all Cowboys. Those 2 kills out towards camera, picking up the bomb and recovering that as well, those are so impactful because you saw the decision it forces Rez to make. He's kind of pinned down in that corner throughout the entire round, but he's got some safety with his teammates, with PR grabbing that first kill, but he knows that someone's going to be coming out Pop Dog. Tries to find the timing to actually shift and change his position, and it's just a tough moment where he gets caught by the swing and held out into the open. So good pistol round, or good recovery in the pistol round for RED Canids.
A tech pause. Now, we haven't had too many of those in the second half of the day, Jason, but we've got one here. It looks like Drop has the issue.
Oh, standing and leaning as well as he tries to solve the issue.
I got this.
That's a new technique.
I got this on my own.
Normally with the players, we just see the headsets come off and let the admins go over, but he's stood up and he's taken charge of the situation. It looks like he solved it as well. That's really well done.
Yeah, round of applause there for Drop.
Lovely stuff.
Don't see a lot of players taking matters into their own hands like that.
Absolutely not. So, well, presumably be getting this game started, assuming that he did in fact fix the issue.
I'm checking out the other stream, Jason.
Okay.
We got an A stream going on over there.
Paravision versus M80.
That is indeed the matchup, and it's going to be a Mirage. Paravision, if you're unfamiliar, they've got James. And that's all you really need to know.
That's all you really need to get sold on.
But Jason, if I'm telling you that, you know how they play.
That's true.
You know what maps they play.
True.
You know who their AWPer is.
True.
You know who their in-game leader is.
True.
So there you go.
That is all good points.
And they have Belchanok. How could you not like that?
That's a good point as well.
GamerLegion, a force buy coming into the second round. Short tech issue. Drop did figure it out very quickly. But this is the kind of force buy that puts a little bit of fear in you because, you know, you should be winning this one if you're RED Canids, but you got a scout in there, MP9s, 5.7s, a lot of utility as well from the CT side.
And again, just always that conversation of if you want to cause an upset, converting these and being able to have some early momentum, especially T-side train, is so important. PR was pushed all the way towards the end of Ivy, saw nothing. Rez is pushed in towards T-mid, hears nothing. So PR is going to shift back, and GamerLegion saying, we know exactly what's coming. It's an execute towards the B-bomb site. They'd be correct, but these are still going to be hard to stop with the barrage of utility coming in from the T side.
Blinded. A minute left. Here goes Cowboys moving forward past Thomas around the back lines. Takes a tag, gets a shot. ZTR gone, removed. Towson to silence another with this UMP, and he goes out for a double until finally put to bed by history.
Okay.
Hypex and Rez now 2v2.
Doable 2-on-2. Okay, I thought the scout, I thought Hypex might have seen the top of his dome, but not taking the shot, not taking the angle whatsoever. So Rez, he's on the flank, but he's looking for an opening to get involved. And with the way Hypex has played this, I don't think they're going to have the time.
Oh, Shadow, 5-7. Easy kill, freebie. In fact, history now to stand against Rez and Hypex. A quick one on Rez, and the time is the problem. Hypex with no kit, trying to get back into the fight, and history makes sure that it is a 1v2, and they go the way of the Red Canids.
It's one of those situations where I think if you're Hypex, you either need to forget about the scout, pull out the pistol, and start pushing forward in the 2-on-1, make some noise, because with your teammate just getting the previous kill, all eyes going to be on the A main ramp. You need to do something to take it away, or at least be a distraction, make your opponent consider something other than Rez on the flank. Nice reposition, nice movement from history to grab these kills, good openings, good close to the round. They got a little bit too close for comfort.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely seen the opportunity for that for GamerLegion. They've continued to have a few threats here. Some upgraded pistols thrown into the mix. You know you've done damage to Red Canids in the previous round. If you can get a few more rebuys going, you can keep that T-side modest going into the first gun round.
Yeah, the MP9 you can see just bought because Towson had the spawn for the aggressive play, so wanted to be able to run and gun and maybe catch someone off guard, but they were still very far back.
There's drop. First kill for Red Canids. I'm going to keep it clean.
Wonder if this is going to be a similar opening to the rounds once we get the guns out from Red Canids. They've kind of focused a lot with 3 players on taking control of these box halls initially. Obviously, this round and in the previous following it up. So it could just be the anti-eco, the anti-force buy kind of philosophy they want to operate with. Good shot from PR. That's the only one you'll get. Hypex, MP9. He goes down at the end of the day. 3-0 for Red Canids with a good start.
Yeah, now we'll be looking at money finally coming in here for GamerLegion. Coach Ash standing behind them here at the Major. Oh, it's going to be a tough season looking back here for GamerLegion. As you mentioned, the woes of trying to figure out the AWPR situation. The results haven't been good either for GamerLegion.
I think he's been pretty vocal about that as well when he has those conversations publicly, interviews and all that jazz about, you know, the disappointment and the struggle to find an AWPR that's going to fit into how the team wants to play, the struggles to build a momentum, and obviously the frustration on the continual downturn that they've had towards the second half of this year.
Well, quick usage of utility here from Red Canids over towards this A-bomb site. You can see that smoke going down towards camera, flashes running in. PR and Rez, though, off to the races is a double from Rez. Certainly silences Red Canids moving forward here. Venom Zera getting caught from behind the E-box. And it is Rez delivering exactly what GamerLegion needed coming into this first gun round. History down to 46 HP, but moves forward and wins that fight against Hypex. Information gathered on the whereabouts of ZTR, but couldn't get back in position to fight Towson. So first round win here for GamerLegion, won by Rez on a 3K.
Yeah, and that's a really good defense at the point of attack between Rez. Was it PR, the other one you mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two guys, I mean, they did such a good job at the first train over here. This is PR at the E-box, just taking that one kill, blinded. I mean, look, it's nice in terms of their production, but again, they're getting that benefit of Red Canids coming out through smoke, so a really, really tough scenario for them to trade those early frags appropriately.
Still came down to 2 players surviving for GamerLegion, so you can see they went 2 celebratory.
Sandwich smoke miss, I think?
It isn't in position yet. Gap there on the side a bit, but no one moving forward towards A. It's Red Canids going very heavy into towards the brown holes at the moment. And we've got Reds who's moved up through Pop Dog.
I don't think they want to Molotov. Well, they don't have a Molotov, but they don't want to use utility to clear this position because they want that fake out mid to be in place. And good shot from Venom Zera.
Yeah, you really didn't want to lose a single player there to Rez, and there was certainly a risk to doing so with the lack of utility, but take it about like that. That's exactly what Red Canids need.
Towson's got to be careful. I'm pretty sure he was spotted, which is why Red Canids are playing this so slow. He's calling for a second piece of utility, nade to activate the peak, and boom. Gone down. Trying to be a little bit too cute. Red Canids wants none of it.
This is now a problem for GamerLegion because, as I mentioned at the start of this round, they went down with only 2 players surviving in the previous. So now it's very likely you see a 4-1 scoreline. GamerLegion don't have a whole lot of money left here. This could be a very tough start in the train.
You lose the early economic advantage from the pistol round in the ensuing rounds, and now you're going to get broken really early in your defensive campaign. PR playing camera, just keeping an eye on Ivy, keep an eye at distance towards Pop Dog, toward Team Main, trying to just gather information if they're coming outside. Hypex and ZTR just going to stand their ground at the B bomb site. And Red Canids still haven't made a decision. They've got 25 seconds left on the clock. No time, no cause for panic just yet, but they're still just kind of probing to see if there's going to be a stack.
Venom Zera to the kill on Hypex. Spotted out the second player. ZTR doing what he can. But here comes that A play, and now the best case scenario is you do save on to those 2 weapons here for GamerLegion, but even that is unlikely to come through as PR is caught from drop, making his way through connected. They know ZTR was around here as well. They found him, they've done the damage, and eventually the merciless attack will continue into a 4-1 lead with nothing being saved over here for GamerLegion. This is just ideal, really, for RED Canids.
I love that decision-making from Drop as well. He knows Venom Zera got the kill at the B-bomb site earlier, so he knows the defensive players would have rotated to the B-bomb site. So he kind of throws caution to the wind when they get control of that outer train, and he pushes in towards Z to make sure that the guns can't survive for the next round. But he does it so convincingly and so fast, they just never expect it. PR coming in still believes it's going to be a finish at the B-bomb site. Just a lovely little decision.
That's some frustration.
I think he was trying to like break his nose.
And he's like, ah, stab. Can they call that on the Owen Wilson?
He's like, this pain will make me forget we're losing.
Must be punished. Well, certainly will make things a little messy over on the tables. Please don't do that. Well, we've got a very likely 5-1 lead coming up here for RED Canids. I can't really believe we've seen it happen this quickly, Jason.
I know, this is pretty wild. Cool to see, though, from the RED Canids perspective. Brazil, I believe, has the most representation in this major.
Yeah, then China.
So really cool for the Brazilian scene to see so many teams at the major itself, but then seeing them put up good fights as well in these games. The overtime loss to Fnatic, but now RED Canids with a good lead over GamerLegion. As long as they don't give it up, as long as they just continue playing like this, sharp, nothing too crazy, fundamentally strong. They seem like they're going to be coasting to a nice lead on this team. I mean, they already have all the rounds you could possibly want, especially if you win this one. 35 seconds, but stalled out by smoke. That actually might make this a little bit awkward. They're going to have to start taking some risks now.
29 seconds. That's all they've got. Venom Zera to one on Talson. ZTR. Oh my god. Okay. All of a sudden, the round flips back. Once again, GamerLegion have a shot at this all off the back of that PR Deagle. And yeah, 15 seconds left. Bomb is not in their possession. They've got to sprint to get that back and immediately start thinking about the plant. Drop's going to go for it, but ZTR has cut off the access point, and now they realize there's just not enough time to even get it back. So they're playing for elimination. They won't be given the chances to win it. And PR's Deagle has stepped up in a massive way and given an essential round victory over to GamerLegion here.
Well, he gets the benefit of having an isolated fight. RED Canids, I think, once they never expected those defensive smokes to kind of lock them out of what they wanted to do. They played that scenario behind those smokes really scared, and I think just different minds. One player, Kawes, lurking through the smoke, PR coming around where, you know, a teammate is trying to support through the smoke, but he catches history off. I mean, it just falls apart entirely. And what felt like it was going to be a really cool scenario for RED Canids to continue building upon this lead ends in disaster. And they've got to spend a lot of cash to continue buying back into this. 4-2, and the door swings open for GamerLegion to get a foothold. You know what? We figured it out too. The timeout counter here goes down. It starts at 3, goes down to 1, and then 0. In the game, it starts at 0 and goes up to 3. That was the confusion, Dinko.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's really going to help my brain.
I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, no, that's going to really help. At least I understand it now.
Yeah, now we've got it.
We've got 2 different languages.
You just have to know which direction you're going, top down or down up.
I just get confused looking at the go-to view. All right, look at that. That looks like an old YouTube video. I love it.
Looks like 1.6.
Yeah, I only watch that in YouTube videos. Taking over the brown horse, it's Venom Zera making his way forward with Drop.
Man, I'd be really sad if RED Canids can't find the magic again in this half. If that was, for whatever reason, like breaking of the illusion, you know, that'd be a bummer if they just kind of got swept aside for the next 6 rounds.
Could happen. We've seen it many times before. The underdog gets going. You think, oh, wow, look at this. It's setting up real nice. All of a sudden, the Deagle clip comes out of nowhere, and you're slapped in the face, smacked by reality. You got Venom Zera Drop making their way through Pop Dog. No one from GamerLegion giving them a look, giving them a fight. They're going to be sitting back. It is Rez at the E-box will be the first contact. He's caught by a flash, but he's got himself back in position just in time. But Rez is overwhelmed, and so is Hypex. And so we now look at PR, and he can't do much this time. Red Canids, they don't care about that last Eagle round because they've come out swinging, and it's Venom Zera continuing his venomous strike to this GamerLegion defense. It is 10-3 right now, an individual start from him. And this is looking so rough from GamerLegion.
Yeah, he's having a brilliant game, living up to his namesake. Absolutely lovely. They're getting great production out of him with this triple kill. And that is just a knockout punch.
Yeah, Ash is going to be so depressed about this right now because you get an opportunity like that to get yourself out of the hole that you found yourself in, and you don't take it. In fact, you just get knocked out.
It's also like the tenuous defense of playing behind that sandwich train, that red train out in the outer yard is like as soon as Rez goes down at E-box, the Opera is in so much trouble. That's such a hard flick as we switched over to Hypex's POV. For him to have to turn 90 degrees and nail that would have been spectacular, but it's too much to ask in that situation. Now, GamerLegion isn't out of it just yet. They have a decision to make. They save one rifle. Because they brought 2 T rifles forward in the previous round that they won, they have a couple players with extra cash to be able to buy right back up into this thing. So 3 players can have solid buys. It's do you want to risk that scenario with 2 players getting weaker ones?
Venom Zera.
And then on the top of that, the real painful part of that decision is you're already down 2-5. So on the CT side, it puts a lot of pressure on wanting to start winning like right now.
That's such a roller coaster of emotions as well. They go, you get your first, as soon as the guns come out, you get Rez taking a 3K, you think, all right, there we go. Guns are out. This is where we start to take control of the game. You lose immediately in the follow-up. Then you get PR having a big deagle round. You celebrate that. You think you're out of the woods with that one. And then you get sent back to reality with a Venom Zera 3K against you. It's definitely a roller coaster right now for GamerLegion in terms of feeling like they're out of the woods and right back in them. And there's no escaping Red Canids right now. This is very rough stuff from GamerLegion. And they come into this round after a timeout, and they don't really even have that much to work with. You got those 2 rifles, and everybody else is on pistols.
I don't mind that call just because if you do force up here and lose, you're in such a hole it's almost unrecoverable, right? Like Red Canids at 2-6 with an economic advantage, it's probably going to be at least 2-7 before you get back to a bye. So I don't mind them playing this conservatively, but it's certainly got to be a painful decision to swallow. No one with presence over towards Camera and Ivy for the GamerLegion defense, trying to be tricky with these pistols, letting them lead the way for PR's M4 to be able to bait. They want information. And part of the reason why Red Canids lost the last anti-eco, anti-force that they played is because they were a little bit too tentative and scared and let the clock run down before they tried to make a move. It's kind of happening now, but it's happened at the perfect moment where GamerLegion pushed in towards Team Main, saw nothing, believe it's going to be a B hit, and Red Canids this time is just going to find an open bomb site. This is the round they wanted to play previously and got stalled out by utility, but now it's wide open. (6-2), and at this point, if I'm GamerLegion, I'm saving the M4s. I'm not even considering going for it. I'm not even putting the rifles in any kind of a territory where they could be taken out of their hands. ZTR can drop an AWP in the next round. Everyone else is going to have a full buy of the rifles. So GamerLegion looking over to round 9 and saying we're going to have essentially everything we could possibly want.
This is beautiful stuff right now from Red Canids. I think coming into this game, as we were saying, GamerLegion, if you wanted to use this as a bounce-back game to get some confidence, well, that isn't happening. In fact, it's probably having the adverse effect on them at the moment. They're probably losing confidence rapidly. This is very disappointing so far.
Yeah, it is.
I can see this many rounds as well when you plan on the defensive train. Could get really uncomfortable.
But you know what?
Very quickly.
Sure, I mean, they're probably used to the disappointment by now. They've been hemorrhaging disappointment, throughout this second half of the year. 15th to 16th at Pro League Season 22. 13th, 16th at the CAC 2025. 4th place in Bucharest, but don't let that deceive you. That was the quarterfinal where they just got trounced by Aurora like 13-1, 13-3 in back-to-back maps. So nothing positive about the finish of that tournament in the top 4, in the semifinals, excuse me.
They also had to play their quarterfinal earlier that day.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to start winning right now. Lose this, we're in the territory of
respect to drop. The self-flash, but the commitment with it.
You know, he's like, if I just style this out, no one will notice.
All right, Boxhall's control. Red Canids have really slowed down the pace in these past few rounds, right? We saw some of the higher octane, like the slides through the pop-top smoke, the challenge towards E-Box. Now they've been happy to kind of burn 40, 50 seconds and take map control slowly and let whatever aggressive play and utility that GamerLegion wanted to bring to bear kind of go to the wayside.
Go Venom Zera. And drop, ready for that peak. Towson eradicated. He's now going to be ZTR from the oil train, and he gets absolutely destroyed. Hypex, an essential kill. Can he get a follow-up? Venom Zera, I don't want anything to do with that. So he runs away. 25 seconds on the clock, and the AWP changes up position.
Good discipline. Bomb is down, though, on the upper ramp, so it's taken a lot of time to recover, and Hypex almost had a second chance at it, but they've got to go find the bomb. They have to just risk it. Climb the ladder and get up there. Venom Zera going to be the hero. Dropped.
Oh, that's it.
That's the round.
Oh, well, it was looking so good for RED Canids, but running out of time, and they're going to have to just retreat away here and try and save one of these weapons. So, GamerLegion, not the prettiest round win, but they need every round they can get at this point.
And that was not necessary. I think Rez really wanted to bring that up over in the next round for Hypex, but he just loses another M4, and it's not like their money is anything, you know, to write home about.
Well, I mean, that was getting a little bit frustrating there for RED Canids. The bomb goes down, but no one was able to pick it up. Venom Zera doing very well to dodge the op bullets up until that final moment there.
I think Venom Zera might have been trying to coordinate somebody else getting it, and there was a lot of time burned where it felt like they didn't really have a good candidate to go recover the bomb, and Venom Zera just realized he was the one who had to kind of go for it. Molotov out to damage the players crossing over towards Pop, brings Hypex down low combined with the grenade, but it's box hulls and a number of bodies for RED Canids towards the B bomb site. And if they hit the go button, they might have just found a very nice timing.
Venom Zera waiting to erupt from heaven. Once again, the front man on this attack for the RED Canids. As they try and get in towards the site, this time it's Towson who's tested and will step up with a triple. Molotov goes down to try and slow them down as Towson gets another one, this time from the grave. And it's no history with no chance and no say as he waits on the ramp. His teammates all gone. And he'll step out into battle. Spotted now. Pressure's on from multiple sides. A shot from Hypex gives the Opera a chance to hunt him down, and he will certainly do so. History going again, and this time it was nearly a 1v1 fight. ZTR playing a dangerous game, trying to keep him pinned, but History has that idea. He knows there's likely a flank coming in as well. He could piece this one together, but eventually Rez able to get the job done with the MP9, and it is Towson delivering and holding onto that B-bomb site.
But you know what? When Hypex misses that shot and then goes down, you feel like there's a real chance for History to actually win that round. That felt like he was controlling the scenario pretty well, had a decent read of it, just couldn't find the right timing to peek back on his flank. You're right, though. Towson, the first time really in this game we've had to say his name in this half. Hasn't really been able to deliver, but this time in an all-important, a critical round, able to put up some numbers. Finally, GamerLegions have clawed away at the economy that had built up for RED Canids. They have them at a breaking point right at the latter stages of this half.
It's almost shocking that GamerLegion have won a couple of these rounds, to be honest. But it is making the scoreline a lot better, a lot more doable going into that second half. All right, Canids went for a faster play in the previous round. They go back to that slower stance you had mentioned earlier, Jason. But still very committed. You know, not a lot of outside presence coming in. I think GamerLegion will start to read this quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think RED Canids have kind of fallen into this trap of being a little bit repeating themselves a little bit. And Towson, he's going to repeat himself with a double kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly repetitive at the moment. Hypex cutting away. And we've got 2 players left, History and Venom Zera. With the bomb at least getting planted this time, they've got a chance for it. Venom Zera finally getting back onto the scoreboard. He goes forward, History with him. And those kills have drawn it right back to a 2v2 all of a sudden. And RED Canids looking for 7. PR wins an essential fight, but it falls to Venom Zera. 19 HP, looking for his 14th kill, and he's going up against Hypex. GamerLegion have struggled to find an AWPer in this season, but they come to the Major with Hypex, and he's looking to try and win them. A really important 1v1 fight here with the clock ticking, the fuse burning away. He's just not getting it done, and he will walk into the open. Venom Zera's got the headshot. What a recovery and turnaround from RED Canids.
Wow, brother, what an incredible game Venom Zera is having. That is beast mode performance in the chaos of the B bomb site, rattling off kills. History has the impact with that push through the smoke, causing chaos. Man, it's perfect the way this falls into place for RED Canids, and they avoid getting reset going into the final round of the half. This has just been so dominant off of the Venom Zera performance.
Oh, last round of the half. Can GamerLegion limp through with an extra round to play with? Being 8-4 down going into the second half is going to be disastrous, especially because GamerLegion, a couple of the rounds they've got out of the 4, I don't even feel like they deserved. It didn't feel like they really worked for them.
Well, and also they're on CT side train, which is making you scratch your head when you look at the scoreboard a little bit. They've just been run all over this map. Little lurk smoke out T mid for RED Canids. Apply a little bit of pressure, make the defense nervous. They'll exchange it with the deep smoke to deny any kind of access, but PR is brought very low. 14 HP, joins up with Towson and Red at 8 HP.
Oh, let's dink on towards Jesus.
Yeah, but again, this is how GamerLegion won one of the rounds earlier. Stall them out after they take Ivy and are in position in camera.
Oh, Cowes now right through res. We've got PR low. Last round of this half still up for grabs for either squad, but a lot of damage being done to the GamerLegion defense. ZTR trying to come in with that 5-7. Sets up enough of a distraction to allow Hypex to be effective. PR can't get away from the new box, and Towson comes in, and once again, another multi-kill in this half from him. He's up to 11 kills. It does. Needs ZTR to get involved, and he will. Close quarter combat with that 5-7, and it all falls to Cowes. The man that kicked off the pistol round in the first round of this half needs to close it in the last round of the half with 20 seconds left.
As if this strategy has sold them twice. This has not worked twice. It has been ugly twice, and it's going to net GamerLegion a 5th round.
Well, Cowes wants to have a say in that. Hypex moving out. Oh, he spotted him. Cowes nearly gets him, but Hypex looks directly above, and it will be a 5th round victory, just about taken that by GamerLegion in this first half of play. Welcome back to the StarLadder Budapest Major. We're getting ready for this second half. GamerLegion just about getting 5 rounds there.
Just about getting 5, just barely eking it through. Got the benefit of wrecking 2 of the anti-low buy strategies coming out Ivy for RED Canids, but now they get to switch to the CT side. You got 7 on your offensive half of Train, which is wild. A lot of frustration for GamerLegion. They started very slow and never truly recovered. We'll see what they got in this second half. It's going to have to be a brilliant offensive side because RED Canids, Venom Zera especially, looking excellent, looking crispy, 14-6.
The charge of GamerLegion heading towards Venom Zera. Jewel Berettas into the fight, into the fray, and without delay, it is GamerLegion down into the B-bomb site. History at range, just this USP in hand. And he's not been able to find any further fights. So GamerLegion, not only do they get the bomb planted, but the post-plant sunk in deep. As Rez continues to try and fight, his teammates now arriving. A drop, end up in the brown hole. It's an important fight to try and win, but Cowes, once again, some pistol prowess from him as another shot lands, and it's all on ZTR all of a sudden. That defuse being stuck around the corner. Cowes is going to hold it. Drop will defend him, and there's nothing ZTR can do about this. A pistol round to go the way of the RED Canids.
Yeah, really, really hard to hold on to that bomb site in a post plant if you're not able to gain any progress moving forward.
It seemed like they did have that opportunity. They just kind of stopped at the oil train.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to like kind of tell if you have as much freedom. You know, sometimes it feels like you don't have it when maybe you do. But also, I mean, if you push forward and there's no one really to fight, then you're kind of stuck in the open, right? The back of that inner bomb train has no real cover to it. So if it's not a coordinated strategy out of the gate, off the back of the hit, that clicks in immediately, you really don't have that opportunity. History's brought out a second round AWP. And with the plant, GamerLegion go for a force buy. This is great information with the AWP as well. Deep, deep angle. You can rotate your supportive player away from the B bomb site. 4 dynamic riflers outside to defend against whatever GamerLegion bring at you.
RED Canids know that if they win this round, they are giving themselves a golden opportunity to try and defeat GamerLegion today.
Yeah, pistol round on both second round conversions is such a massive advantage in a best of 1.
It's not the greatest force buy either here from GamerLegion. We're talking 2 Galils, a couple of Deagles, Tech 9. The utility is the key here for GamerLegion to try and make this one competitive. That first smoke going out towards camera. Venom Zera is going to try and react with some util of his own. Look how many players here for the side of RED Canids. This should really be no threat for the defense, and they just melt away that Ivy attack.
Yeah, there's nothing really to do. But I mean, cool idea. Bring 3 players over and everyone swing and fight, and just make sure it gets handled while everything else on the map is a little bit quiet. So yeah, now it's just a matter of mopping up these last few players, and the heavy investment into this round from GamerLegion nets them absolutely nothing.
I mean, we're talking about, you know, RED Canids winning this round, converting it. Not only that, but they don't lose a player. Like, they're so clean. Great work coming in today from RED Canids. This is very worrying stuff for GamerLegion, who have now got to win on gun rounds. And we just haven't really seen anything from them to fill us full of confidence that this comeback is going to be possible.
Nothing really to give you the indication that the comeback is even going to get started.
True. I mean, this is 10-5 unless something crazy happens. Now smoke goes down towards T main. It's going to block out Reds for the time being. Cowes will play up at E-box. In fact, he's pushing all the way up to Red. And he's got a strong position early on in the round here as GamerLegion gather.
Cowes fixing to ruin some pick'ems today. 4 rounds away from it. To the inner bomb site we go. 1 single player just peering and jiggling up the lower ramp. That's Venom Zera, who's had such an incredible T-side. 14 kills in the opening half. Not going to get a whole lot of love this time. Force back the pop player. And now they might choose to come back at Venom. ZTR wanted to put on the pressure. A little bit of footsteps to make him nervous. But still not deciding on anything just yet. 1 minute left in the round.
Just taking their time here, GamerLegion, waiting out all of the utility that is being thrown out by RED Canids.
Yeah, everything matters. Might seem a little bit silly, but pulling out, $1,000 a utility off of each player on the Red Canids side would be something they'd love to have. Keep chipping away at that economy every possible way you can. Good shot from History, but his teammate's gone down. Now he's fallen as well. It's an issue, but the rotation is here. Drop and Che have no problems.
Towson with a deagle, dead to the hand of Drop. And the high fives come in, looking composed over there for Red Canids. They know the job isn't done yet, but they're getting ever closer. And I think this round truly will be indicative of whether or not we are going to see any fight from GamerLegion in this second half, because the guns are finally out.
It's the last chance for them to get into it, isn't it? After this, I think just all hope is kind of lost within the team, and the mood sours. This is the one you're kind of pumping everyone up and saying, this is our round, this is where we get back into it, this is where the comeback begins. But if you lose it, it falls flat, and then it's tough to get that motivation back, that focus right back. Early utility everywhere to stop any kind of fast play from both sides. The op and Pop Dog is the most aggressive position on the map so far.
Well, quiet on the server again. A tense round for GamerLegion as they realize their hopes lie on success in round 16. Got the AWP aggressive in towards Pop Dog. An angle taken up by History. And here we are. Some cinema right there.
Love that.
Cinematography on point here in Budapest. We've got 50 seconds on the clock. It may look pretty in the camera department, but has not looked pretty for GamerLegion. And they're about to send some utility into the B-bomb site. Whether or not they go committed into the B-bomb site is another question entirely, and maybe they feel like they have to because Reds has been peeled away from Pop. They know what the AWP is, and now they've got to feel like they've got to strike somewhere else. They've got 30 seconds to make a decision.
Now they got the information on one, burning of the Molotov. One's going to be underneath the ladder. Towson not ready to swing.
But can they do anything about this? The setup is strong. The AWP has arrived. The AWP has got another. Venom Zera continues to frag out today. And we have got Towson coming out on top. Drop coming through as well. And that ends up being a very decisive victory from Red Canids yet again.
It's cooked, man. The Red Canids players are all the ones taking the initiative. History making sure he's swinging through the smoke off contact from his teammate who just goes down. A nice trade. Towson couldn't swing out wide, was waiting for some kind of production from the ramp players. When it never comes, he doesn't feel like he has the freedom with how much attention and pressure he felt on that position. And GamerLegion, they're just losing this map with a whimper. 11-5.
Kind of gives you Listerine face watching this one.
Really heavy, like the blue Listerine face.
Ugh. Well, I'm looking forward while I'm here in Hungary, Jason, to trying some Unicum. Would you join me in some
absolutely.
Unicum?
For sure.
Nice. Together, we will Unicum.
Okay. Let's do it. It's nothing like team building experience, it sounds like.
Just get everyone doing it. 11-5, Red Canids.
I'm actually starving right now. I thought you were about to go into something with food.
We can go. We can get some langosh. We can get some goulash.
Yeah.
Definitely not feasting on this game.
No, well, Red Canids is, to be fair. They're having a great time.
GamerLegion, it is a famine of rounds. And they are ready to go into the B-bomb site again. This time a little quicker, this time a little bit more decisive. Let your individuals try and pop you through, and PR certainly doing that. Drop gone, follow up from Towson. This time they overrun the B-bomb site, and some attitude from GamerLegion forcing Red Canids into what is going to be a save, unless...
If you don't get this kill on the
Unless... Oh God, it's back on, isn't it?
Oh, it's back on for real.
Absolutely back on. History with a chance he should not have here on PR, but he is patient, he is waiting, and eventually Jesus is the man to find him. Oh, Hypex. He's left alone in the site, full of fright, and there's just really no hope for him, is there? It's Jesus who hunts him down, and that'll be a Red Canids victory, I feels like.
This is what I bet on the pistol round when I was like, it's great to push forward, but if you don't get the fights where you want them, you're in a weird place. There's nowhere to go. There's no cover. And PR just kind of gets trapped trying to bait out the shot from the AWP. And again, that's what I mean by when I said Red Canids are the ones taking initiative. At some point, PR, you have to swing and take that fight. You've done enough jiggles. You have to go challenge it, but that's scared. And history's like, bro, I got a teammate coming in. Like, you can chill in that corner all you want.
Yeah. 12-5. It's been disastrous from GamerLegion. You said this is going to be one-sided. You did.
I did. Yeah. Didn't expect this side, though.
No. GamerLegion did not come to play whatsoever.
It's sad, man. It's like, it feels like everyone who, like, because again, I mentioned, like, I wasn't as high on GamerLegion as I felt like a lot of people were. Maybe I was just misreading it, but it feels like everyone, like, wants to buy them as much time as possible before we have to, like, just kind of say, oh, this is turned into a bit of a disaster. Now, I mean, obviously, there's also the tough part of, like, you know, the 100 Thieves thing hanging over their heads. I don't know where all that's within the team, where the core was.
Oh, that probably, you know, you probably don't have a lot of mental depth when it comes to a situation like that. When you're like, okay, now we have to have a big comeback.
When it becomes public that it's like, oh, 100 Thieves is looking at the GamerLegion core, and everyone's like, have you been talking to him? Have you been talking to him?
Is this true?
I don't know what the atmosphere is in the team, but I mean, that could be a part of it, on top of the really rough Counter-Strike they've put out over the past few months.
But it's never been this bad. You know, we're still talking about them, like, going to a 4th place finish at Bucharest.
Yeah,
you know, we are talking about
Dinko, don't think of that one too highly.
But look at this. I don't think of this one highly.
Okay.
I think of this
That's
one
fair.
very lowly.
Lovely. Well, one single defender outside. Red Canids have taken the gamble that inner bomb site would be the finishing play. It's just Cowez. So one of those situations where he better deliver multiple kills for you, and he does not. So if you're Red Canids here, this one you just save.
Yeah, you're like, all right, well, that one happened. It was an opening from Hypex, a follow-up blistering headshot from Towson. And they're going to save. So GamerLegion with a 6th. Halfway there, Jason.
Halfway there.
Over on the A stream, let's take a look. We've got Paravision M80 still going on over on Mirage. If you don't want a spoiler and you're catching up with all the action, you have a couple of seconds before I reveal the current score. This current score is 8-4 in favor of M80.
Okay, nice pause. I thought you were going to give him a countdown. Didn't want to do a countdown today?
No, I didn't feel. They didn't hear. They wouldn't hear it anyway, would they?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Because they should have muted.
They should have. Yeah.
That would be 8-4 in favor of M80.
Hell yeah, it is.
And I hope you just unmuted and heard that again.
Oh man.
Well, certainly not playing with the heart of a lion in this game. GamerLegion just kind of lying down, taking it. As Red Canids are dominating them. We've got AKs on every player for GamerLegion.
Just 6 more, boys. Time to rock and roll.
To get into overtime.
To get into overtime.
And then a few more required after that.
Money still incredibly good for Red Canids as well, even after that loss.
Look at Venom Zera. Look where he is. He's fast.
Surely they heard a footstep, though, right? Did Towson hear? I think he did, because he feels some pressure. He doesn't want to mess with this. He's the solo player over towards Box Hall, so he's just saying, it's not my time to be aggressive. Got to wait for teammates to show up.
Sure, you can be aware of it, but it's the fact that you now have to deal with that threat of realizing, okay, we don't actually have any space towards B.
Interesting thing is Venom Zera's the anchor, right? So if they kill him in this position, if they somehow get this frag, whether it's traded or just right out of the gate, the next logical step that you take is the B defender is gone. And the B bomb site is indeed wide open.
Venom Zera, what a game he's been having. 17 kills, 8 deaths. Here they come to fight him. And there is no fight because Towson shreds his head, and now they go in towards the B bomb site. They stop. They pause.
Well, Cowez just tickled the fire with his toes, so he's in some trouble.
Get away. Fall back. Find yourself a nice, comfortable corner. Need some help.
He's going to get some support. I don't know if this is the best idea. They double swing. They get the kill. They even things up. But Cowez has to be aggressive. Molotov's in front and behind, and now the rotation comes back.
All right, 4v4 for the map here. Towson trying to fight down deep into that B bomb site. Look at the time. 30 seconds left. A big problem here is GamerLegion are completely split apart from each other.
Yeah, but they're going sneaky. They have to come to the A bomb site now because you got one player in T mid. You got one player going towards Ivy, so the remaining 2 have to come out pop.
Yeah, well, Cowez waiting over towards Olaf. He's been such a pivotal player in terms of getting good starts in the halves. He's looking to try and close it here with Jesus over towards Khan. It's going to be history coming out on top. Towson's gone. It's now PR and Hypex. The last remaining player is PR, and it will be a disastrous finish here unless PR can clutch up. But 3 seconds, all you've got to do is hide, and Cowez wins the 1v1 by just cowering away. It's going to be Red Canids coming with an upset victory on day 1 of the Major. They sent GamerLegion down to a 0-2 record. it is not what GamerLegion are hoping for here in Budapest.
No, and man, you got to give so much credit over to Venom Zera. Finishes with 17 kills, 14 of those were in the first half. His performance on the T side set the tone for RED Canids.